Today, we're going to be looking at a scenario. Today's scenario is what if every country went to war, basically starting World War III. But what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, like, the US built an empire and then fights Russia, China, even small countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, South Sudan, Rwanda, and finally Canada. These were, and a couple of European countries. So, a lot of people are going expansionist. And the first person to immediately take action in this event is the US, taking over Cuba, and pretty much, you can say, the entire Caribbean, falls into US hands really quickly before the news even goes out to, like, Asia, which allows the US to take a bunch of areas of the world. However, this is not going to be the peak of the US empire. We're just going to stop this expansion because everyone else is finding out about it. And the US has already started. They've already built up a ginormous empire already. However, before anyone can do anything, the US goes strike mode, landing into Europe before the news goes out. Eventually, Norway is taken, and that's all that the US wants for now. They are going to want more. France is the immediate one to take action, conquering African countries, such as West Africa. However, they save these two for the US since they think that they are rightfully US territorial. France tries to take the entirety of Africa, and they actually succeed in doing mostly that, leaving some southern countries behind. Yeah, this is the French Empire. Holy shit. Why do you need so many colonies, France? Like, you couldn't have given them to Britain? I guess France wanted revenge for World War II. So they just decided, yeah, let's just snatch up most of Africa. They didn't even save any for Britain. They only saved some for America. Wonder why that is. We'll get into that later. Anyways, this is the French Empire, and now Great Britain is furious at France, and they're already going to fight, starting the new war. Great Britain tries to take stuff, but they only get to take, like, the southern portions of Africa, and they're gonna get screwed in this war. So Great Britain is going to start getting screwed as their Tunisian country is being quickly wiped out by the French African army. After that, we see an invasion of Namibia. However, it is stalemated. China forms an empire, but not in Africa. They form it in Asia itself. They take over Mongolia, Kazakhstan, and Kyrgyzstan before the Russians get mad and declare war on China and also build up an empire. They want to reform the Soviet Union, but since China took some of their land, it was a little targeted, they're going to have to just form the European version of the Soviet Union. And what do I mean by that? I mean, like, Ukraine, but Baltics, and Finland. Actually, not Finland. I want Finland to stay. Yeah, this is the Soviet Union of Europe. It's not as strong as it is. However, it is still pretty strong, so that's good. That's always good to know that Russia and China are becoming best friends and they are totally not at war with each other. That's always good to know. Yeah, right? Right? No. Ho ho ho. No. China and Russia are gonna start getting at it. Yeah. China and Russia are gonna start getting at it, and they are going to have a humongous war. However, eventually China is going to have to give up some land for the peace treaty because they don't really want to fight Russia. They love the Russians. They don't want to kill anyone. And before they can kill a soldier, they surrender. And now the Soviet Union shall be reformed. But this time with Afghanistan. They didn't do that last time, but they did it now. Since Afghanistan is slowly losing its mountain range, it can possibly be possible that even Pakistan will get taken. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And everyone loves, India loves this. India loves that Pakistan is fucking dead, bruh. Everybody loves the Ets. Anyways, the last country to form an empire, well, we're going to resume the U.S. The U.S. is going to take over Canada, as expected, but leave a few islands because they want Canada to be a trade partner and then just use them for the Northwest Passage. They control the Northwest Passage, though. They just control all the islands that lead to the Northwest Passage, which are these many islands. And now the Northwest Passage is officially controlled by the U.S. That's all they wanted. They also control this trade routes over here, simply because they can. And that is every empire. So now let's take a look at France and the UK fighting inside of Africa. Yeah, it's pretty stalemated, but France did take over some parts. They're even invading from the other side and possibly trying to completely run over Africa before any other country gets involved in this. Eventually, Great Britain is slowly falling apart. They're being squished from both sides by the French army, and the French army is way too strong. And they launched nukes at London, and they start an invasion of London. Yeah, this is embarrassing. Eventually, Great Britain, doesn't exist anymore, really. And the U.S. attacks their dear ally since the first days. They attack. Even though Great Britain is able to attack the U.S. first, trying to kick them out of Ireland, the U.S. and French, with French help, they eventually take over the entirety. That is going to be the end of this video. It was a very short video. This was what if every country formed an empire and then fought each other. And everyone should have fought each other. So, that's going to be the end of the video. Yeah, the U.S. eventually takes a few more countries before finally imperialism is banned and independence movies are starting. And countries realize they kind of just messed up their reputation. And they fell into a trap. Because now they're going to get a bunch of civil wars and probably lead to the collapse. For now, though, they're just going to celebrate it while it lasts. They're going to celebrate all of their imperialism. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Wisco episode 8, it's coming, guys, okay? It's coming. The New World Order is coming. It might already be here, but it's coming.